Ik heb nu Paul Charles hier en dat is een hele interessante meneer eigenlijk, want hij is COO van een PR-bedrijf, Louis PR. Daarnaast heeft hij ook voor Richard Branson nog gewerkt voor Virgin Atlantic Airways en daarvoor ook als presentator voor de BBC. Dat check ik wel even trouwens. You were presenter at BBC as well.
That's right, for 10 years.
Okay, yes. So you would do my job a lot better.
Not as good as you.
So you were talking today, I think, about reputation.
That's right.
Reputation. So what was your message to the audience?
I think the key message was that many companies are not prepared for a crisis. By its very nature, a crisis is unpredictable. You don't know it's going to happen. But many companies don't have a plan in place. We've seen some very high-profile examples recently, over the last year, of companies that have had major disaster on their hands that haven't responded very well.
Can you give an example?
Well, BP, Toyota, for example, just two companies where they've been in the media spotlight and haven't had the right plans in place to respond quickly through social media.
What was the impact since they did not have a plan in place?
The impact, critically, was the devaluation of their brand. That many people criticised them, firstly through social media channels like Twitter, Facebook, and then through offline channels, through print and broadcast media. Essentially, those companies saw a loss of morale, they saw leaders who left the business, they saw sales decline, they saw heavy criticism of their brands. And that's the point about a crisis plan. If it's in place and it's a good one, it will protect your brand and, if anything, perhaps grow it as well.
So it was a big blow. In Dutch we say slecht nieuws, maybe it's an English saying, but slecht nieuws gaat veel sneller dan goed nieuws. That means that bad news travels faster.
Absolutely right.
Is that true also?
It is true. Bad news does travel faster. We're living in a world that's speeding up. Speed is killing truth. People make an opinion, they form an opinion very quickly indeed now. When they hear a story, a news flash on television, a Twitter flash on Twitter, a comment from a Facebook friend, all of those things will be very immediate, very quick after the event, and will immediately tell us what our view is on that story.
I think with those examples, it's extremely clear that there's so much exposure out there, and if you make a big mistake, it could really badly hurt you, especially with all the social networks out there. You say you need a plan in place. You need to know how to prepare for a crisis. Okay, so now you're here. How do I do that? Thank you. That's a brilliant message. Now what?
It's different in every case, but essentially there are some basics you can have in place.
Okay.
First of all, make sure you have a plan. Make sure it's a plan that actually details who all your top people are, how you can get hold of them in a crisis, 2 in the morning on a Sunday, mobile numbers, and what each person's responsibility is. So should a crisis occur, then identify it and who's responsible for it. That's the first
Same
key
as
thing.
if a fire breaks out, everybody knows, because we do those
You do a drill, you do a fire drill,
exactly.
and you know who in your office is the fire warden. So there'll be someone in charge. It's exactly the same in a crisis. Secondly, I think you've got to make sure you've got prepared statements and Q&A for the media. So it's essentially making sure you as a business are prepared, that you understand that you have to make a statement of some kind. Thirdly, say sorry if it is your fault.
What words?
Sorry,
I
sorry.
never heard
I know
of it.
most companies never heard of it, but apologise, admit it, and actually admit that you've done something wrong. That means a lot to consumers out there when you say sorry.
This was your message today?
Very much so, and you'd be amazed at how many companies don't say sorry because they're living in a very pressurised situation, they're under pressure, they feel as though they know best, but they don't stick to the basics, and the basics start with saying sorry.
Nice, I think it's a very strong message, so thank you for that. There's just from a personal perspective, how is it to be present at such a Dutch event? I remember we were talking earlier that you were impressed by the way everything was set up.
It's fantastic. It's gone very well. I think the quality of speakers and presentations has been good. I love this venue. I think it's fantastic. The audio visuals work very well. The quality of slides is good, and I think everyone's learnt a lot. It's been great.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for your contribution.